And we're live.
All right, hello everyone. We're doing the 2003 maps today. We're just going to be going through, these are the last maps that we have from the VMF packs. The only later maps that we have are ones that were included with the actual executables in the original leak. We have Vitoy. He's going to be the one actually playing the maps and giving most description, and myself, XJR 9000. Beyond that, we may have Ben from Lambda Videos, or whichever name he goes by now. He may be coming in later.
Well, at least he promised to, as always.
Yeah.
And yeah, if you were on our previous stream about late 2002, early 2003 stream, you could remember that we told you about the way Valve split onto teams and how they called their teams, the internal teams, cabals, and that each cabal was working on a different location. Like one of the teams worked, for example, on town, another team worked on prison, and the third team worked on sewer that was later renamed into Under. And as soon as one team finished working on one location, for example, they finished the art and the gameplay, some gameplay mechanics, they moved on to another location. And that's what basically happened during this era. There was 3 or 4 teams which worked on different locations, and at least 2 teams finished their location and moved to another ones. And one of such teams was Prison. The last edits to Prison maps were made in March 2003, and that team moved either on D1 train station or coastline maps. Well, I think it's possible that they didn't move to coastline, and that the fourth team, one of the teams that worked on cabals from the start, was working on coastline, but I'm not really sure about this. But anyway, let's just start with D1 train station, which were to be the first chapter of the game, and we will load the map called Proto train station. And judging by the name of the map, you can predict that it is a prototype for train station and for its surroundings. And this is really a huge map because it has everything on one map. So what they were doing with it, they just made a really huge map with everything on it, and I guess they were splitting it onto smaller parts, and they were adding details onto smaller maps. But the start was like this. As you can see, the map has the train station itself. It has some surrounding streets of the City 17. It has the place where they decided to move Kleiner Slab into, and it has the start of the next chapter, which was canals, and we will talk about it sometime later. Let's just show you how the train station looked from the start. This is really the first Half-Life 2 train station map that was actually made into BSP, into the map, into game. Because previous train stations were just either concept arts or some 3D renders that were made into concept arts, and it was never really a map. Well, at least not the inside of the train station. And as you can see here, it's already looks like the retail train station, except for, of course, lacking of details, and some parts are really different actually.
Yeah, like even the scale's pretty close to the final.
I think it could be not just close, but it could be the same. But I really never compared it. Maybe I'm wrong. You can see the Nova Prospect line here already. The place where we would meet Barney. Of course, this place is in retail. Pickup that can was here. Well, actually, they really changed it because they added more space, actually, between here and there. Because we made a greater distance in retail, actually.
Okay, so Ben, do you want to add him to the call?
Oh, Ben is joining. All right. And here's the terminal square. It already has this monument, for example. And what's interesting, many people were complaining about adding subways into City 17. Like, there was no subway in Half-Life 2 Retail. Why they added it into Half-Life Alyx? Well, here it is. It was actually in Half-Life 2 Beta. And sorry, I will add Ben in here.
Hello?
Hello.
Hi.
I can barely hear you.
Oh. One sec. How about now?
Well, it's much better.
Nice. Okay.
And
Sorry about that.
again.
What have I missed?
You're right at the beginning.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, Kirill, you're
Can...
gonna share the Discord video again.
Yeah.
Oh, right, I forgot to make a Discord. Oh. Wrong button. And here. You should see it now.
Oh. Nice. Okay. Hi guys. Sorry for the delay in joining. My name is Jarflies, and I'm late as usual.
No, the usual thing is that you leave the stream, not that you're late.
Well, I'm not going to leave the stream, but I am late, so I guess it kind of cancels each other out.
So what we're seeing here is the building where they were planning to add Kleiner's lab into, but it's not yet on this DMF for some reason. I'm not sure why, but that's definitely the one. But another thing they actually have on this map is the transition into the next chapter, which is right here. So,
oh
wow. If you remember Half-Life 2 Retail, these are train tracks where we were fighting some metro cops, and we first dived into canals in here. And if you remember,
is this the same map?
Yes, it's almost the same map, except on the initial stages of train station chapter, they planned to make this map. Well, it's also in retail. This bridge and this ravine, this basin. Except they decided to move it later into Canals chapter, and we will show it to you sometime later after we finish with D1 train station chapter.
Why is the lighting so weird down there?
It's because it's under the 3D skybox. If you you can see this 3D skybox right here, and all this area is under it, and it's something weird with computing lighting on the
Right.
Vita engine.
Okay. Is that fixed in retail?
Well, I never saw such problem in retail, but
Okay.
from other point, I didn't really work much with Half-Life 2 retail.
Mm-hmm. Oh wow, that is a cool looking train.
Well, it's not really a train, it's a tram.
Sure, yeah.
This tram is based, by the way, on St. Petersburg tram, which is pretty interesting. I never thought about it myself until I saw that video, Trains of Half-Life, which came out recently.
Oh, I didn't know that was a
The
thing.
guy even mentioned our channel, by the way,
Nice.
because he was showing some beta trains.
Right.
So
Well,
if
that's
you're
actually
interested
pretty cool.
into knowing the origin of Half-Life and Half-Life 2 trains, you can type into YouTube search the trains of Half-Life, and you will find this video. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I saw that video. I definitely recommend it as well.
I will add it to my list of recommended watching. Whoa, overbright. Damn.
So this, I forgot when was this map made. It was made in June 16, 2003. And the prototype was made just 3 days earlier. So you can, right here, between the previous map we showed you and here, only 3 days passed. So
Wow.
I think it was pretty big work, because they already really changed. Oh crap, I forgot about it. I will crash.
Oh. That's the first crash of the stream.
Yeah, there will be a lot, because there was a lot during the Russian stream.
Hmm.
Right now we're loading D1 Tradestation 01 LG, and LG stands for Laura the Book,
Wow, this looks
who was
pretty awesome,
making
actually.
all these models, like
Wow.
small details, ornaments, and all that.
This looks way better. Wait, when's this map from?
I think it's just a few days from the previous. I will check. It's from June 27, so it's
Right.
11 days. 11 days after they got this, and they already
pretty
have
sick.
some semaphores, clocks, all that stuff. All that stuff was added by Laura the Book. I'm not sure how her surname really should be pronounced, so I'm really sorry if I pronounce it wrong.
Oh shit, I've cut out. One moment.
And an interesting thing about this map is that we weren't use these stairs anymore, but for some reason we were to be here. And it's almost like in retail, but on later VMS it was different again, and we were to take this sky bridge over train station.
I wonder why that was. Maybe like a balancing thing. Maybe they didn't know how they wanted the maps to be paced yet.
Yeah, it could be anything basically, but it still didn't have the proper transition to the next level.
Without crashing.
Also, another interesting thing is that the Kleiner's lab on this and on all the next D1 train station maps were on the same map as the train station itself. So when we were
Well,
loading Climber's Lab, we were back on the same map.
It's like really close as well to the starting location. That's really funny.
This could be so much easier for speedrunners. Just imagine you exit the train and you just go here, and you can just go to canals right away. Oh wow!
What is that?
I never knew this train is here. This train is actually just a bunch of trams.
Yeah.
Connected with each other.
That looks really weird.
I wonder if I can use it. Nope. It's wrong model. And well, right. Let's just load the last. Well, no, it's not the last. It's June 30th. And the one in the leaked build is older. So this one is a little bit different, and you will see what I mean. Well, first of all, it's the later version has brush train car, and here it's still the tram. But
so is this newer than Return?
What?
Is this newer than the leak?
No, it's older.
Oh, gotcha.
But this map is my favorite, and you will see pretty soon why. I mean, this version of this map. And check this out, it's still Half-Life 2 beta, but the camera is not that huge as brush camera.
Isn't that the camera from E3?
Yes, it is.
What? What the hell? What the fuck is that?
It's a metro cop with a mask and some skirt.
Why has it got a skirt on?
I have no idea why it has the skirt, but the mask is my favorite. And he's like, hey, look, it's me. Right, let's get out of here.
Have fun storming the castle. What the fuck? What is that map?
It's D1 train station 01.
I need to make a video on that. What?
Can you guys hear me just fine?
We can barely
you're
hear you.
Quiet.
I will try and make you. No, you're almost as loud as it could be.
Hey, buddy. Over here. Arnie's friend, right? Stick with me. Gotta see about getting you some papers, then we can get you where you're going. Stay close to me. I can't guarantee your safety if we get
There, that should be better.
Yeah,
it's better, but not really.
Not really.
Well, you're still pretty not too loud.
Let's wait here.
And I made the level of your volume almost the highest in Discord.
You again. Hey, wait a minute. Told you not to come around here. Hey, you got the wrong guy. Last warning. This must be some kind of mistake. That guy's
Man, the head movements.
Also, if you played one of the older builds of XJR 9000's City 17, well, it wasn't City 17 back then, it was City 17 train station town map pack. He used that map for as a replacement for D1 train station 02, because the original one often crashed in Half-Life 2 beta.
So my computer just randomly crashed and turned off. I turned it back on, and now my mic's working.
I think you need an upgrade.
And yeah, for those who didn't know, Scott was having issues with Windows 10 because his microphone didn't work for some reasons for applications. and now it just randomly works.
Yep.
And this map is my favorite as well because
What?
it has this APC.
Yeah, this map's great.
Wait. What does it do at the gate? Oh, the gate
Well,
opens. All right.
when it passes, the gate opens, and then it gets back and jumps again.
What happens if you stand in front of it?
I think it won't squash me. It will just stop because it's funk track train.
Okay. That is scary, man.
This is one of my favorite parts of Half-Life 2 beta. As well as that masked, skirted Barney.
This is like the most surreal Half-Life 2 beta map. I mean, what the fuck is that? What were they thinking?
Well, it works as a replacement. Why not? As a temporary one.
That's a cool door texture back there.
Oh, that dude is always stuck.
You're on the right track. Come with me.
That dude always sucks here. For some reason. I'm not sure why. Well, it's not like we can just use snowclip through this door.
Oh, does he open the door?
Yeah, normally he comes over there, follows you, and opens the door.
Right. How many times did you have to re-record that one when you were doing the video?
Quite a few. Because this was my first version where I used the older versions, but yeah. It sucked. That part was awful. Because I'd have to redo the entire beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Because for some stupid reason I decided I wanted to take my videos all in one take.
Yeah, I remember that. A little bit crazy.
I love seeing these versions of the maps where it's the retail blocked out.
Hmm.
Are these satellite dishes in retail? I don't remember even.
Yeah. I don't think they are. I don't remember them being there.
Well, it's maybe not this exactly model. I think it's some model sets for rooftops. But
Right.
yeah, it could be. So this is the place where Half-Life Alyx ends. I'm just joking. Half-Life Alyx is 5 years prior Half-Life 2 retail.
How many days is it now until Alex comes out?
Well, 2.
Oh, shit. Wow.
Too bad I have night shifts during the next week, so I won't be able to play it on the start.
Hmm.
But by the way, yes, Scott, will you stream it on our channel?
So I'll stream it after. It'll be slightly delayed because I don't want to have the distractions of streaming when I'm experiencing a new game. So I will stream it, but I'll stream it slightly delayed from when I first played it.
So check this out. It's Kleiner's lab, and check out this teleport.
It's like an old FPS creator model, if you guys remember that.
And
yeah,
and don't forget, all this is just 2 months before Gabe Newell said Half-Life 2 will be released. So yeah, like I said, it's the same map as we started from. It's D1 train station 01. I mean, right after D1 train station 03, D1 train station 01 loaded, and we're at the same map we arrived to.
is this the version from the leak or is this the VMF version?
What?
Is this the VMF version, or is this the one from
It's
the
VMF
leak,
version.
the BSP? Okay.
And before we check this map, let's check some older ones. First of all, we can see the one of the older prototypes of Kleiner's lab, and this one is not actually from 2002, but it's based on 2002 version, except it's a little bit changed. For example, they removed the window from this wall, and they added it onto this one. And there are some other smaller changes. For example, some newer models were used, like this box here, and some others. And
The
this
room's much wider too.
this map is from April 24th of 2003. And there's also another one, which is Tradestation 05.
I like those drink machines. It's a nice model, more brush model, I guess.
The vending machine.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah. What the fuck?
It's a holdover from E3. It looks like.
Yeah, they just took all the models and stuff from E3, even that SMG, which was hidden somewhere here on E3 map, and they added this area here, or more like not added, but they changed it and added some other stuff. And also they added the teleport.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
One thing they had is really weird number. How D1 Tradestation maps numbers were going up one after another. For example, here is Kleiner's lab, which is D1 Tradestation 05, and then we load D1 Tradestation 04, and it's the map after D1 Tradestation 01, the transition to canals.
When I was initially fixing these maps for my first 2003 fix, I was so confused about the order of these maps because I didn't have any references. I would just look at them and see what goes where, and it was so confusing.
Yeah, but the reason is because they made D1 Tradestation 04 before they made D1 Tradestation 05, because before that Kleiner's lab was on the same map as D1 Tradestation 01.
Yeah,
that's the reason.
I like how the entrance is different than retail on this one too. You actually get to ride on the train you see above.
Yeah, so if you remember D1 Canals 01 from Half-Life 2 Retail, you remember that part where we took this train track is actually still in Half-Life 2 Retail, except we exit from this side, and on this side we have some deserted building and some tenements, and over here is canal, and they still didn't come up with it yet during this stage. Just as on Proto train station, they wanted this the first under map right after D1 train station. So what they made after it was I think it's D1 Canals 01. Maybe I'm wrong, I will check. Well, actually we just finished with D1 train station maps. These were all just prototypes, and the later prototypes could be found in the original Half-Life 2 beta build. And right now we are moving to yes, D1 Canals 01. And this map is already looks much closer to what we have in retail. Because they already added this part with newer canal.
An interesting little tidbit for those watching the stream. It's been 4 years to the day since me and Vitoy tested the Half-Life 2 beta multiplayer with VXP. I literally just got the notification today.
You made a notification for the date? Wow.
Yeah, I have a lot of nostalgia.
And check out this model.
Oh, that's nice. That is really nice.
I mean,
Is that
why
a
would
model or a brush?
why would they cut it from retail?
Performance, maybe? Oh, they probably didn't like how it looks when it hits the water. Because if you see, there's no like bubbles or shimmering on the
Well,
surface.
they could just add some splashes, for example.
I remember early on in the engine fixing, like with Team Gaben and all these other teams, I remember it was a really big deal when they fixed the shaders on that water model.
Yeah,
Oh, so it is a model. It's not brushes.
it's
Ah.
model.
Wow.
Hey there, over here. I'm Boxcar Philly. Blah blah blah. That's how the scene with that boxcar guy looked. And check this out.
Oh man,
So-
2003. What a year.
Their idea was that some Metrocops throw grenades from there or from there, I'm not sure. So they were in pursuit after Freeman and they found him. And that's the reason why he exploded. Lame. And notice how the position of Citadel is different from retail. Because in retail it's from this side, and in here it's actually on the wrong side.
It's a really cool. It's a really cool angle though to see it like that as you're leaving the city. I think that looks really nice.
Hey, Doc.
What does that say?
Hey, get out of here! They'll kill us all if they'll find us.
Right.
And this says mod. And this says sneak past Metrocop sequence. So Half-Life 2 was a stealth shooter officially.
Was there any stealth in Half-Life 2? I don't remember any.
There will be a video pretty soon about stealth in Half-Life 2 on our channel. Well,
Cool.
at least that's one of the videos I'm working on right now.
Oh, in retail or beta?
Well, it was in different stages of Half-Life 2 beta.
Okay.
There was also a second canals map during this era.
Yeah.
And this one is really weird. Well, it's not really weird. It's really strange. Well, first of all, check this out. If you remember our stream about 2001 maps,
Yeah.
this is just a section of Canals O2 map, copied and textured with dev textures.
This was another map that when I was trying to fix the 2003 maps, I was trying to figure out how I can get this one to connect with other ones because I thought it was official because I I didn't know the real map order. But yeah, this is a cool map.
It's very cool. It reminds me of some of the first Half-Life stuff with that tunnel.
Yeah, and it goes right into temp canals.
Whoa. Vitoy, did you give yourself the weapons in the console?
Yes.
Or did you find them? Oh, okay.
Although they were already working on gameplay, these maps are not really suitable for no cheats, no cheats walkthrough.
Actually, this is Canal Zone too.
One thing about manhacks I wanted to tell is that how they really big are, because in Half-Life 2, for example, if you look at them, they look small, but if you will spawn some human near them, they appears to be much bigger than their head. I mean, I can imagine how manhacks will look in Half-Life Alyx, because they're really they really are huge.
Yeah,
That's gonna be scary.
Yeah, I guess they can scare anyone in Half-Life Alyx because how unexpectedly huge they will be.
That and head crabs and the fucking poison zombies, that's gonna be bad. VXP needs to fix the water down there.
I
Is
already
that
told
Mercury?
him during the Russian stream because he joined our Russian stream. So half of the stream was blind VXP and VXP plus fix.
Ah.
Because look at this.
It looks like
Just
Mercury.
look at it.
Yeah. Wow, VXP, what are you doing?
That's the thing. He's doing nothing. That's the thing.
Oh.
It's not even
Hey,
water.
hey,
It's
I'm subscribed to his GitHub changes list. He's doing
same,
stuff.
Same here. Same here.
But is he doing water stuff?
No, no, he's not.
He's doing other cool things.
Isn't LeakNet 2 going to be a rewrite of the source code or whatever?
It is a rewrite.
Nice.
And check this out. It's not even water. It's some mercury or something.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. It looks like mercury or like gallium or something. It's a cool effect, but it's nothing like water at all.
And also, if you watched our previous stream, you may remember this place because it's straight from prefab canals. So this map is just a bunch of stuff copied from other maps. And also, guys, if there are some questions or anything interesting going on in chat, please read, because I can't. My tablet is off.
Okay,
I mean,
I
it
will
has no power.
check now. Let's see.
I always wondered about this warehouse. What's the point of it? What's the point of it standing over this canal? I mean,
So we've got some,
no big ships could go through here, and it couldn't load or unload them. And so what's
this
the
for
reason?
that is for like tiny little fishing boats. So A Shift says, Vitoy, just admit you didn't do a full VViz.
Yeah, I know. This map is just too huge to compile it with full this. I mean, I
you
could
did-
try to do it on my newer PC, but when I was fixing this map, I was still fixing it on my older one.
If you did full viz, would the water be fixed?
Yes, actually, it would be. But still, it won't make me not blame the XP.
I don't know. This kind of sounds like a blame Vitoy.
Blame Vitoy in chat.
And this is interesting part, because this was the end of canals, and just a second. This was the end of canals and start of
Okay,
D1
so
town.
we got a couple questions. First one from Matthew Martin, who says, "Weren't hound eyes in this map?"
It was in the
there's no.
2001 version, sort of, but not really.
Right.
So check this out.
We've got-
We're in D1 town. We go back. And we're on D1 canals 02. So Ravenholm was this near to City 17. And also check something to blame the XP for.
Oh,
yeah.
What is going on?
That's the issue I had with the coast maps with the bridge.
Oh, we've got another question. We've got from I don't know, I've lost it. Hayden Lumaju, I think that is. Hey, I have an actual non-meme question. What do you guys think the translation in the background of the console cast propaganda is? I mean, knowing Mark Laidlaw, who I think did all the voices for those, it's probably just nothing but like a fake, vaguely Eastern European sounding language. It certainly doesn't sound like any real language I've heard. And Vitoy, is the console cast propaganda Russian?
No, I never heard anything Russian in it. So I don't
Yeah,
think so.
so it's probably nothing really. And there's no lore reason behind it either, because obviously this was really early on in plot development.
So check this out. We loaded D1 under 01 and we start on train tracks, which were actually added on. This is the first prototype where they were added onto this map. And it's because, well, if you remember their initial plans, this map was to be right after D1 Tradestation 01, the end of it. And also compared to the older prototypes, this basin is smaller, and it's already just like in Half-Life 2 Retail. I mean the size of it. And I would like to repeat what we said during our 2002 stream, that this map is one of the oldest ones that were made during the early stages of Half-Life 2 development and made it into retail. Survived it long enough. Because the first prototype of this map was made in April 2002.
Damn.
The only older map that is still in Half-Life 2 retail is D1 Town 01, the street part of it, which was made in 2001. Oh, well, there's another older map which is survived into retail. It's Kleiner's Lab.
Was that in retail? The flock of manhacks flying over?
Well,
They kind of in retail they kind of just came to the gate, and they were kind of shattering, going through around there.
Yes, there's bunch of planks, wooden planks over here, and manhacks were busting through it.
Gotcha.
And I played the 2003 maps so much that I actually got confused about what's retail and beta. And when I played the retail after doing my fix, everything just seemed so nice and pretty and working. To be clear, these maps I did not fix. This is the map pack by Krill. I'm just talking about the later versions of 2003 stuff.
And for those that didn't understand, that was a script with manhack that stuck in mud, and it couldn't escape mud, so it just self-exploded.
Huh.
Okay, so A Shift said earlier on, if I find this quickly, the reason that map was screwing up earlier was all entities seen from the transition zone are duplicated, and due to bad VVIS, entire map was visible. I think you guys probably know more about that than I do.
I can't remember if it had anything to do with VVIS. I just know that any physics props and entities from the previous map they would to carry over to the next map if they were near, but it was carrying every single entity in the entire map over. Because I remember in the bridge map for Coast, I had to just lower the entire map for the transition, so everything would be in the ground, so you couldn't see it when you go back to the previous map.
Yeah, I remember. Wasn't it that sounds like a VVIS issue if the entire map is being rendered instead of just selectively?
Well, it's stuff from a different map than the current one you're playing on.
Oh, okay, right.
And I ran the whole VVIS for compiling, but maybe it's just actual code issue, but I don't know. I don't know much about it. I remember there's a lot of troubleshooting on that.
Mm-hmm.
And this place is, well, we already said it during our previous stream, this place is still in Half-Life 2 retail. It's the place where we drop from the vent, and we find ourselves in this room with a bunch of explosive barrels and many manhacks. This is the same room. And during our Russian stream, some guys even said that this elevator is still in retail as well, except it's hidden. Well, it's not exactly hidden, it's just it's not really easy to see it.
Huh.
And check out this location. It's not in retail, and it's different on any other revision of this map. Because on other revisions it has a canal with some residential buildings, and over here is some factory. Well, this place is in retail as well, and we already pointed it out during our last stream. And I don't think there are many changes made between the January 2003 and this revision. And these revisions are from June 2003. This ladder always seems strange to me because I can't use it, but it clearly leads to the freedom. Also, guys, are we here?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm still here.
Yeah, sorry.
Are you able to still hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
I remember the first time when Scott fixed this place in Half-Life 2 Beta map pack. I mean 2003 storyline map pack. Because I never knew that Metrocops were to drop barrels from there. I never knew it until I played Scott's map pack. And this map was straight copied from E3 2003. They just added some small new details, like the second manhack. They're annoying.
So many nightmares of this spot crashing the game.
And
For
here's
all the
that
shit. Go ahead.
here's that pachinko spot which we were talking about during our previous stream, and you can see why it was called pachinko. Because when we killed Metrocops, they were dropping down, and their ragdolls were touching every handrail and pipe on the way.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa. For some reason this handrail didn't drop.
What I was going to say is, for all the shit we give VXP, it's amazing how stable he has made this engine compared to what we had.
And in
Oh, yeah.
LeakNet 2 it's even more stable, because he and Dmitrix were able to fix the glitch that was causing like 80% of Half-Life 2 beta crashes. Too bad it's still not compiled and released.
Yeah, I think the barnacles still crash, the HUD still disappears on map transitions, but other than those, I haven't really checked much.
Still,
What makes the barnacles crash?
that annoying
get-
crash in City 17 mod, for example, is fixed, which is pretty cool.
Yeah. If you get picked up by any barnacle and you change map, it'll crash.
Oh, okay.
It still will crash.
Yeah.
Yeah, and even the newest fix won't fix it.
I don't know, I haven't compiled it in a while.
I just thought you downloaded the sources and compiled it yourself?
I did. It's just been a while.
And as you can see, no Hydra here. And it's because that Hydra spot was only added for E3 2003. It was never intended to be a gameplay place. And also, do you remember the maze from we showed you during our previous stream on this map? Well, this area is what they replaced it with.
This kind of reminds me of the catwalks on Air Exchange.
I don't remember there being a maze.
Finally, I got an SMG. So this place is not in Half-Life 2 Retail, and the next map is not in Half-Life 2 Retail at all. Not just place. Well, the part of it it's kinda in Half-Life 2 Retail, because this could be found during the our first encounter of the Citadel from, well, that map when we go inside the Citadel. And I guess we talked a lot about this map during our previous stream, but back then we only played the prototype of it, and here it is, the gameplay version.
This is a really cool map.
Yeah, cool but strange. And as you can see, they already replaced the Citadel. Do you remember that old
I like the old Citadel.
the brush version?
Yeah, I like that Citadel.
Yeah, this map looks cool, but the backstory of it is unknown. And do you remember the place during our previous stream when I said to you that I think this was the Hydra Encounter?
Yeah.
This is how I know it. This place very much reminds it. It has the same layout. And this place in these groups, this place is called First Hydra Encounter. And I don't know about you, but I like this place very much. It looks very
I
cool.
do too. Yeah.
And this was the place, the exact place where when we were to meet Hydra for the first time in the game.
I think it'd be really cool to take some of these undermaps and strategically add Hydras as a gameplay element in the beta. I think that'd be really fun to do.
Yeah, actually, it's pretty. It will be pretty easy to make under mod or something like that. I'm really disappointed no one made it yet. And here is for the first time a proper transition to this map, which you will surely remember. And this is the map where we were to meet 10 Hydras on just one map. On the older version of our website, we had the fix I made back in 2009, I think, of D3 under 02. But I couldn't find it anywhere. I think I found it recently, but I still didn't re-upload it. So that might be a thing I will do in the nearest future. And the thing why it was called D3 under 02 and not D1 under 04, 06 like it's called here is because they actually cut 2 maps of D1 under in 2003 already, and they decided to move it onto later parts of Half-Life 2. And in Half-Life 2 Retail it's still a thing, except they decided to move a single third map of D1 under chapter, which was called D1 under 04, and the one that was shown on E3 2003. And the difference between D3 under 02 and this map is that D3 under 02 actually has NPC Hydras on it. But for some reason I didn't fix and compile it for before this stream. I don't remember why. I was actually fixing all these maps at this summer and not recently. So I don't really remember why I didn't do it. Maybe I just forgot. And from here we were to change level from D1 under 06 into Canals 01. The trigger is right here somewhere. But the current D1 Canals 01 doesn't correspond to this place. So as soon as we will trigger the trigger, it will crash the game. So we won't do it. Not this time. There's another map I would like to show you, and it's called Subt BBBBB.
What do the B's mean?
Well, it's the way Dave Reader was calling his revisions of his maps. So he took D1 under, I think it's 03, and he added some stuff from his earlier map from 2002, Subt, and you will see it pretty soon. And here it is. Here's the part from Subt, which was D1 Steam 01. He just took his older map, painted it with dev textures, and left everything else, like all these brush pipes and all that stuff. Even the rain is still here. It's
Was there ever a point in retail where rain was used?
no,
Right.
not a single. I'm not even sure if, well, the entity funk participation is still there, I think, but it's never used in game.
Yeah, it's there, but I don't know why they didn't use it, because the rain looks really cool.
It actually not really. I mean, it doesn't really look cool. Well, at least not in Half-Life 2 Retail.
Well, in Precipitation, there's like rain, and there's another one.
Snow.
And yeah, no, there is like a thunderstorm one. So, at least I think, because I think one of them looks really bad and the other one looks okay.
Maybe it could be in episode 1 because it's used for
Yeah.
Citadel, but I'm
Yeah.
not sure.
Sure, yeah.
Was there any rain in any of the episodes?
There was supposed to be rain in Half-Life 2 episode 2, but they cut
Yeah, I
it.
remember the particle benchmark had pretty good looking.
Yeah. Well, that was it for D1 Under chapter. There are actually many more maps in WC Map Pack, but I didn't fix them all because they basically look almost the same, and there weren't much changes between them. The biggest change they made is they, like I already said, they cut 2 maps from this chapter and they moved it onto the Uprising part, onto later chapters. So we will move to the next chapter, which is well, back then it was Wasteland, which they tried to make into seafloor.
Hey Ben, have anybody been making any questions or comments?
I was just checking. None that I can see, but I'll check
I
again.
can barely hear Scott again. But anyway, if you watched the video on our channel called The Evolution of E3 Seafloor, you may remember this place because this was one of the prototypes they made for E3 map called E3 Seafloor. Well, back then it was still called E3 Sea Cliff. And you should I think you should watch that video if you didn't already. It's on our channel. And I will tell you the thing about how they tried to make Wasteland chapter. We already talked about it during our previous stream. Well, I will just repeat some things from that information. The thing they were trying to make with Wasteland, they tried they added transport into the game, this jeep for example, and they wanted these maps to be huge mini sandbox maps where we would take some distances on jeep, and on the way we were to well, it was like some mini quests or something. You may call them that. Well, this I do. For example, to proceed, we could. Well, it was on our previous stream again. To proceed, you were to enter some Combine outpost, but you couldn't enter it because they just won't let you. And to enter it, you were supposed to steal Combine APC. So Combine thought that you're one of them. They let you inside their outpost while you in APC, and well, that was something like a mini quest for you to get an APC and to get inside Combine outpost. But in the end, it didn't really work because of limitations, I guess, and some other things they couldn't resolve. Yeah. So they decided not to stick to this seafloor concept, and they came up with another concept, which was coastline. And of course, you can predict that it survived into Half-Life 2 Retail. But everything started from this. So here's what they made.
Oh wow.
Huh.
I have not seen this.
They made a small map with whole coastline combined into one. It was
This is cool as hell.
it was this small, and you can see all maps they came up with for this chapter. But for example, here's how it's called. I forgot. What's the name of the first outpost in retail? I forgot the name
Is
of
it-
it again.
Shore
Point.
Is that Yeah, yeah.
So here's Shore Point base. This is how it looked during the first stages of the chapter. These were just some. I'm not sure these maps are in retail. These were just some cliffs maps. And here's, for example, that bridge point. And here's the lighthouse point.
Were you to drive under the bridge in that last map?
Under the bridge, or
Yeah.
you mean on this road? No, this road was just for background.
Oh, okay. I thought it went around there and then went down, but no. Okay.
And the interesting thing was for some reason, they added this ship that resembles Borealis.
Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe it was still in their plans, but it's not anywhere else, so I'm not sure about it. The interesting thing is how we were. It seems in their plans we were to get to Nova Prospect by car, because it was this near to the road. I forgot the name of the road. It's Road 17, right?
Highway 17.
Yeah, Highway 17.
This map is amazing. I've never seen this.
So what they made next after this map was they were taking each parts of this map, and they upscaled it to real world size. Here's, for example, again the shore point. You can call it Half-Life Minecraft because of all these blocks. But I like how they already made all these roads, because if you do it manually, it's pretty difficult. I guess they had some tool for it. D1, yeah, right. D2 cost of 1. Here's how Shore Point looked during next stages. It already has some features from retail version. For example, the crane. Well, warehouses looks different, but still they're here already. All these docks. And they already came up with the gameplay, which was like to learn player how to drive vehicle, the jeep. Yeah, barely, but I made it. And notice how all these things are well, basically on the same position as in Half-Life 2 Retail already. I mean, you can already recognize the map.
Yeah.
It's simpler, much simpler, but still everything is on their places. So for example, this was another map they took from the general map of the coastline and upscaled it. But as you can see, there's nothing more in here. And same goes for the next revision. Not revision, but next map. It was just a drive through cubic coastline, cubic cliffs. But later they came up that they need to add some more stuff between these maps and Shorepoint. So they added seafloor, yeah, it should be seafloor 01.
Another weird looking map.
But at least it has a submarine on it. And
Wasn't that the submarine that you couldn't compile for some reason?
what?
Wasn't there some submarine that you couldn't compile the map because it was so large?
No.
Okay.
I don't even think what are you talking about.
I mean, it was a long time ago, but there was a map with a submarine on it, and it slowed down the compiling so much that it took like hours.
It took not hours but days. Yes, it's D2
Yes, that's it.
Depot 01. You're
Mhm.
right. But there's an interesting thing about this submarine because on E3 the same model was used, but it actually has a second part, this carcass, and it's only used on this map and it's not used on E3 version, which is pretty interesting. I'm not sure why it's not on E3 version.
Did it interrupt with the Antlion AI for the walking inside of the submarine?
It's not on E3 seafloor. I'm not talking about E3 depot, because endlines are not on E3 seafloor. And this is the same map, but a later revision. It was cut from retail entirely. It was even cut from Half-Life 2 beta, because there's no trigger change level to it in Half-Life 2 beta. I wonder what this building is doing here with the combine soldiers.
It's
It
like
even has smoke.
It's got a chimney. What the fuck is that?
It has this hole on the roof, but there's literally nothing inside, and you can't escape from here. It's a trap.
It's how the Combine finally got Gordon.
Also, I like how they made the water here.
Looks
Just
very
a metal
realistic.
texture. And here's another map they added, which is basically E3 seafloor. They just took E3 seafloor and made it into a gameplay map, into a storyline map. And, well, it's survived into retail, as you can remember. Oh, come on. Whoa. I didn't even fall down. For some reason they removed the APC from here. I don't remember, was it in retail? I'm not sure. I already forgot. The funny thing about between this and E3 version is that they made this road, but they didn't move down all these poles for some reason. Not yet.
Yeah. We just got a really funny message from Robert Quinlan. Vitoy can't Vivis, but he can drift.
Wait, Vito can what?
Vitoy cannot Vivis, but he can drift.
Well, yeah. It's not me that who can drift. It's... Wait, he can drift.
Can, yeah.
But it's impossible to drift in Half-Life 2 Beta because the handbrake it just do this. See, you can't drift in Half-Life 2 Beta. Not really.
Can you guys still hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
Now we can hear you.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. D2 cost of 4, and this is what I was talking about. As you can see, this map is called D2 cost of 4, and it's still that coastline cliff, not coastline cliff, but coast cliff or whatever it's called. I forgot the name. Yeah, right. Coastline cliff site 1, which was an edit from that part from general coastline map.
Yeah, I always wondered why this map looked so crappy, like compared to the other coast maps that had the same naming scheme and date.
Well, they just didn't really work on it yet. That's the thing. And the funny part is, it's actually these maps are kinda still in Half-Life 2 retail. For example, they added the bridge in here and some combine outpost, and this is the place where you get the how it's called, that weapon.
I think we lost Scott. I think we lost him.
It's possible. It's all Windows 10, guys. Windows 10 is evil. Microsoft is evil. Too bad you can't play VR without Windows 10. It's
Just
all
get
part
a
of their
Windows 10
plan,
partition.
their evil plan. I hate evil plans. I hate Microsoft. I hate Windows 10. But I use it. I hate to use something that I hate.
Mm-hmm.
What did Windows 10 do to you?
Oh, Scott is back.
Yes, my Windows is still. Actually, no. Now it's Discord just screwing with me. What is this map?
This map,
Oh.
it's called Gunship Chase. And why it's called Gunship Chase is because this is one of the first prototypes of that bridge. And it was,
That's
by
a
the
cool
way,
chapter.
it was a road bridge, not railroad bridge, like in retail. And the funny thing about this bridge is that it's basically the same bridge from Wasteland Rail Bridge from 2001. They just took that bridge, made it into a road bridge, and in retail they made it into rail bridge, back in rail bridge again. So the same bridge was rail bridge, then the road bridge, and then rail bridge again, which is kind of funny. And from the start of it, our goal on this map was to open all these gates for us to proceed. And then we were able to take the car and get from the gunship, which were supposed to follow us. And the initial plan of Valve for gunship battle was that we were to escape from it up until Lighthouse point. I mean, up until Lighthouse, and only there we would find RPG, and only there we could put the gunship down. Let's load the next revision of it. And here's what I was talking about. No lighthouse here. I thought it's on this map, but it's not. And Scott, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, it's not here for some reason. I thought that road you were asking about is on this map, but it's not here. I don't remember. Maybe it's on the previous one. Nope. It's not on this one either. Well, it's definitely on the next revision, but it's not this one. This, well, yeah, we should Seafloor Bridge. And check this out. They had some device to throw these mines in the sky. For example, wait. Yeah, when I destroy one of the mines, this device throws the new one.
That's really cool.
Ah. And as you can see, the trash arrived. I always liked how in Half-Life 2 Beta dropships use trash containers instead of normal containers.
That's cool. It has all that lower area at this point. This little cliffside you're on.
But it's still pretty simple compared to Half-Life 2 Retail. Whoa! I never knew it! I didn't even knew that you can destroy that catwalk.
That's cool. So there's no trigger for that catwalk?
Maybe there is a trigger for the part when gunship arrives, and I just triggered it earlier.
Is it triggered by the explosion or triggered by your location? Like
Well,
you walk through something?
I triggered it by the explosion, but I guess there's NPC bullseye there, which I accidentally killed.
Yeah.
There are too many combine soldiers there.
Hey guys, I will return in about 15 minutes. I'll see you guys shortly.
Alright.
Yeah, one thing about our streams is that recently Trace, who is joining our Russian streams, made a bingo sheet where he well, he put everything that usually happens on our streams, and if you can cross one line, you won. So we should totally make an English version of it, and we definitely should put Ben leaves the stream in there.
I think that would be fun. We need I leave the stream.
But hold on. That should be the free space.
Oh yeah, oh clearly, yeah. We should do I leave the stream, Scott's mic stops working, the game crashes, scripts and sequences get broken. I think that would cover pretty much.
It's already there on the Russian version. We can just translate it, and
yeah,
just put out some things that exclusively happen during the Russian streams, and add some things that exclusively happen during the English streams.
All right, I'll see you guys
And
shortly.
the event called Ben leaves the stream is exclusively happens for English stream, for sure. I like how the text says, "This is a gate." Well, thanks for pointing that out. Yeah, for some reason, all these guys, just check them out here. When they disembark from the dropship, they just find themselves in here on the cliff. so it's a not really good position for dropship to drop them. I think I will not show you whole map because it's almost the same. They only added, for example, for some reason they added washing machine in here from laundry. Well, the bridge itself is longer, I think, and yes, here's this road, Scott.
Okay. Yeah.
It's just something like a background, and not for gameplay. Did you see it?
That was amazing.
And still, oh, they already changed it. I mean, the turn of the road, because before that the turn was a right turn, and from here, I mean up from this revision, the turn is the left turn. And I think, yes, the same way is still in retail, except it's not even a road for cars. And finally, we can show you the last revision of this map. It's called D2 Coast 06. And this one is much longer. Because it has all these turns, and this tunnel is still in retail, as well as this barricade. Well, the barricade itself is not in retail, but it's on later revisions of the map, as you may remember, in the leaked build. And there's nothing much more in here. Still, this bridge already looks very much like in retail, but first thing is it's not the model. I mean, the supports are not the model, but all these are brushes. And the second thing is, well, definitely this is much more, it looks much more simple than in retail. Well, that's the obvious thing. But the general layout and the idea of this map is basically the same. That we were to travel under the bridge to open the gates for us and to proceed. But there's more, because there's, for example, that gunship chase, which we didn't load last time. And this was the continuation of the bridge map. So like I said, we were to, well, the gunship was after us. We were to travel to the lighthouse, and on the lighthouse we were to take an RPG. But this map is just rough prototype and it has no gameplay on it. I guess we were just testing the layout of the map.
Yeah, this looks like a scaled up version from that small map.
Yes, I think it is, exactly. And you may say it's one of the first prototypes of Lighthouse Point. And there's also this map called Coastline. Oh no, Gunship Highway Lighthouse. Hey, no! So, as you can see, they just copied stuff from E3 Seafloor in here. And they also copied stuff, I mean the lighthouse itself, from D2 Depot 01 from 2002. And inside Lighthouse we could find many RPGs.
Oh wow.
So this was just a prototype of gameplay. It's the same gameplay like on D2 Depot 02. I mean the lighthouse part. And well, like I said, it's one of the first prototypes for Lighthouse Point. And there's another one, I don't even remember what's in there. It's called Coastline Lighthouse. I think this is just a copy of I mean it's the map from that general map of Coastline with some stuff added on it, more cubes. And here's the map that was to be after Coastline. And yes, Coastline was the last map before Prison, because the next map was Coastline Prison. Well, not exactly. This map was the last map before Prison, because it's not Prison yet. This is the map which we would take to travel to Prison. And here's the Borealis and few other ships. And finally, Nova Prospect. I'm not really sure how we were to make it inside the prison, but it's quite possible that Valve weren't sure themselves.
I think we're supposed to drive like the APC in train station 02 and just drive over it.
Well, the definite thing is we were to make it inside this building somehow, because this is the building where we start on D2 Prison 01, if you remember it.
Yeah.
And yeah, the last chapter we will show you during the stream is the uprising, the street, how it's called, street fight, or I don't remember. D4 what was the name of the map from 2002? Street Wars, right? So the last chapter they were working on is Street Wars, and we will start from. Let's start from City 17 Assault.
Were there any prison maps at this time?
Nope. The last prison map was edited on March. So this map was just some test for AI. I'm not sure what exactly, but it's definitely some test for players' followers, I guess. Nothing happens here for some reason, but there are more. Well, let's just load the last revision of almost the same map, because, well, I say almost because it's very much different, but it has the same part on in it. So this map is called City 17 Archetype. And it's pretty difficult one. And as you can see, it has some scripted stuff in it. The weird thing about this map is that during the Russian streams, all the soldiers were invisible. And during the English stream, everything is fine. That's really weird. I couldn't even properly show this map. I never knew this model is used on some map. I mean, this it's handrails, right?
Yeah.
You lead the way.
I still find it strange that some of the maps contain portions that were used in like E3 2002 and 2003, mainly 2003, and they didn't use that in the portions of these, even though they had the same areas. Like they would have to redo the whole art pass.
Whole what?
The whole art pass, like when they actually
Oh, yeah.
finish out the maps. Just seems like a lot of wasted effort having all of that for E3, and then they just kind of scrap that and start over.
You lead the way.
And it has this cool script in here. So combines are storming this building right now. I like how this map is actually a combination of different parts from different maps.
Yeah.
Plus something made for this map entirely. For example, this last part, this one, is from D4 Street Wars 01 from 2002. Well, I'm sure you remember it now. This was pretty long map, but it's kinda cool, and you can actually find it in downloads on our website. The fix was made in 2008, I think, or 2009, I don't remember. Well, I guess we can finally finish showing you off the gameplay prototypes, and we can move to, for example, joke maps. And one of my favorite joke maps that were made during this stage is called Punch Out, and we even have a video about it on our channel. And the thing about this map is that someone at Valve was a big fan of a game called Punch Out for, I believe it's for NES. Am I right?
Yes, and arcade.
So one of these zombies is called Popinski, and another one is called Von Kaiser. And these are both characters of Punch Out. It's a boxing game. And no, this map is not made by Mark Laidlaw, it's made by Dave Reader. I guess he's the one who is big fan of Punch Out. Wait, was it Dave Reader? I'm not... Oh, it's David Sawyer. Yes, it's by David Sawyer, not Dave Reader. And there were made some prefabs during this stage. For example, this super cool map. Look how interesting it is. Look at this shades.
Yeah, I noticed the shadows were doing that in the archetype map too.
Well, this map is interesting for sure. I like it. Look, it even has sparks going from the tram.
Huh. Yeah.
And it already has the kind of retail architecture of City 17. It kind of reminds me some street which could be found in St. Petersburg, because of the combination of older buildings and the newer ones, and of course the trams. Also, one thing I would like to point out is this was again when I remembered how Alex really looked like. And if you found the latest concept arts of Half-Life Alyx released by Valve recently, she doesn't look like herself at all. Why? Why couldn't they just take the real face of Alex and to make her look younger? I'm not sure. No one's sure. This map was some map for examples of use of all these details for buildings, I guess. I'm not sure, but well, that's what's my guess. All these pipes and antennas and some ornaments for building. Oh, and I just remembered the best map that is in Half-Life 2 beta, and it's called Crap. And here's Crap for you. I don't see any crap in here, but still the map looks like crap, so maybe that's the reason.
It uses the nice water.
It uses the nice water and nice skybox. But it's called crap. Maybe there's something in the water, but I never found it. And this is the map where they tested jet ski, but since I stick to the idea to make all the maps as original as it's possible. Well, prop vehicle jet ski is practically unusable. And it doesn't really work well.
It's very hard to drive.
Yeah, I can't even I can't even drive it backwards to make it out of here. Well, there's actually, I believe there's a fix of this map done differently with airbot script for jet ski, and it could be found on our website. I hope I'm not wrong, but that's something I did really old long time ago, back in 2009 I think. So if you're interested to drive some jet ski, you could go into our downloads and download it. If it's not there, then well, I'm sorry, I just don't remember.
That map uses the handrail too.
Which one?
The map you're currently on.
I don't hear you well.
The map that you're currently on uses that handrail you were talking about earlier too.
Oh yes. You're asking about the name of the map I'm currently in?
No, it uses that handrail you didn't think was used in other maps too.
Now I heard what you were asking.
Yeah.
This is an interesting map. The concept of it is that we were to move combine endline guard under this Alex here. So she just drops a fridge. She drops a fridge onto endline guard, but
That's awesome.
It's not really helpful because it's still alive. But still, it's a pretty cool idea.
It worked. It did injure it.
And there's also this map. Well, the concept of it is practically the same. You will see. Well, at least in here it worked. Hydra killed itself with a ragdoll. Nice. It can't kill him through the wall. Every time I play with Hydra, I remember your video where you said Hydra looks so cool.
Yeah.
And I like how many people thought it's a real video from 2003 or 2004.
Yeah.
There's also this video where they tested that script with Hydra for E3.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Hi everyone, I'm back.
The weird thing about this map is that sometimes this happens before the script ends. So all these animations, they play down there instead of here. This map is cool.
Ah, Gordon Freeman.
Do you see the shadow? And boom. So it
Wait,
it
what is that?
activates shadow. Wait, I forgot the name of the entity. Shadow control.
Ah,
And this map is for test of Strider's navigation and procedural. Well, the thing about Strider is that when he steps on something like this here, his leg doesn't go through it, but instead it goes on it, and it has something in its AI that computes such thing. And this map was to test this feature.
really cool looking map actually for some reason. I don't know why. I just like how it looks. It looks like an old PS 1.6 map.
And on this map they tested another feature of Source Engine. As you can see, there's a texture here that I don't remember how it's called. Blending. So, for example, one face has two textures on it. While one of these textures doesn't have the tufted grass spawning on it, the other part has all the tufted grass on it. I mean, again, all these grass models are not on the map itself. They're procedurally generates on the surface of one of the textures. And as you can see, it only generates on the grass texture and not on the gravel one. And this was a test for the crane vehicle, and it actually worked differently on, well, initially they didn't have a special entity for the crane like in retail or in later leak versions. And as you can see, it even has Jeep sounds for it. When I turn it, it actually uses Jeep sounds.
So that map was testing where you stand. It makes the path of the gunship change where it's going.
Yeah, all these buttons are actually triggers which switch gunship paths. Same goes for where is it? Helicopter. Oh, this map is interesting because headcrabs in Half-Life 2 Beta had feature that they could hide inside some prop models, like for example here.
Wow. That's insane.
And in retail they only hide inside some dirt.
Yeah, that's a really, really cool feature.
Yeah, in the later 2003 maps, they actually used that in the campaign.
Wow.
I don't even remember what this map does. There's some trigger in here, but I really don't remember. So let's just check the other ones. Oh, this map is cool because it has some sort of it's Garry's Mod 2003, because you could use this thing to to do this thing.
Wow. Can you shoot them whilst they're flying around to make them explode?
Yeah, you can.
Nice. Wow.
So you see, guys, Garry's Mod wasn't Garry's invention.
I thought it was like JMod or something.
It was a fan mod too, but I think I may be wrong, but it could be that it was made even before Garry's Mod.
I think JMod was made before Gary's mod. It was the same exact
No,
thing.
I think it was from some other developers.
Yeah, it was.
So this map is where they tested the new feature of the engine they added called templates, and with this thing you could just spawn some entities, including prop entities and NPCs.
Oh no.
Oh, and one thing I almost forgot about is called Whistle Test, and it was made by Mark Laidlaw. And what he made was he wanted the old script he made for Never 01 map to copy the script from his map from his older map onto D1 under 04 map. Well, you may remember this place.
It's you,
Oh.
the one they're hunting for.
Oh yeah, the original is one of my favorite maps.
And notice how Manhack is big compared to his head.
Yeah, it's like the size of his upper torso.
So this is how it would look like in game.
Who's there? It's you, the one they're hunting for. Get the hell out of here. You get us all killed.
But for some reason it was never implemented onto gameplay maps, and I don't know why. So I guess this is it. We played almost all maps, so we can
Wow.
finally switch to the questions. If you have any.
Right. Cool. I will take a look. Questions. I don't see any yet.
Maybe there were some questions we forgot about.
Robert Quinlan says, were they still using the Kamov chopper model, or is that a placeholder? I don't know what he means. I think this is from a few minutes ago, the last helicopter we saw. Kamov chopper model, maybe you know, or is that a placeholder?
I don't understand the question.
If they were still using the Kamov chopper model, or is that a placeholder? I'm not sure what that is.
The model that is in that map is what they were using at the time.
I don't see
Right,
this question
cool.
yet.
It's a little bit of a ways up in the chat.
Oh, Kamov. It's just since I'm Russian and I know the real pronunciation, and the real pronunciation of this manufacturer is Kamov, not Kamov. I just never expected it will be Kamov. So yeah, what about this Kamov chopper? This model was made in 2003. That's what we know. I think that in 2001 the model of the chopper was different. So it's more like they weren't still using it. They were they just made it for the game, and they only switched it to combine chopper sometime later.
What the hell was that?
What?
Did anyone else hear that?
Sorry, I turned on my Steam controller.
Okay, right. Casper 2 says, will there be more streams like this one covering other things about the Half-Life 2 beta after we run out of map?
Well, we already ran out of map because this stream is the last one we can make about development era of Half-Life 2.
Well, we can do the 2003 maps that were included in the leak.
Yeah,
yes,
like
we could do them. We could do
Half-Life Source.
I'm not sure about Half-Life Source. For me, it's just not really interesting. Maybe you could.
The dev test maps.
I could do the Half-Life Source one. I'd be happy to do that.
We could do much more streams about Half-Life 2 beta mods. We could do much more streams about different locations, like how they evolved, how they were evolving. I mean,
I do think it's worth going through my fix of 2003.
Yeah, we could do your fix with our commentaries. We could do actually hundreds of streams. There are still many topics to cover about Half-Life 2 beta and other things.
Let's see if there's any more. None that I can see scrolling up. I'm going to go back to the bottom. And see
I remember there was a question if I will release 2002-2003 map packs. Well, yes, I will release these maps, but not now. I'm still waiting for model remakes. So after I get the models, I will finish the last maps and I will release both map packs.
Would you consider checking or covering the dev applications included in the Half-Life 2 leak, such as model check-in, asks Bradley Smith? That'd be interesting. I don't know if it would be a full stream, but it could be at the end of the stream, maybe. Anyone planning to investigate Half-Life Alex beta asks Earth, well, is there one? I don't know if there is any beta content in it yet. I guess, if there is any,
Well,
sure we'll
there is
do
already.
it.
It's already known that they, well, compared to what they showed in the trailer of Half-Life Alyx and what they showed in gameplay videos of Half-Life Alyx, some locations are changed already. And also Tyler McWicker from VNN, he said that someone gave him a build of Half-Life Alyx from summer 2019.
Oh, okay. Well, to answer your question,
there's a possibility we
I'll
will
check that
get
out.
some better information from there as well.
Yeah. Which bug was causing most of the crashes in the Half-Life 2 beta that you mentioned a couple of hours ago, says Infinity Potato. Well,
It was a bug
There's
with
the transition
physical
crash.
entities. It was when you were, for example, loading a map. Well, you first you save on this map with physical entity, then you load the map from one of your saves, and for some reason sometimes this physical entity adds a speed to physical object up to 1 million kilometers per hour and it makes the game crash. And Dmitrix with DXP managed to fix this bug, and it fixes about 80% of all Half-Life 2 beta crashes.
I can't even say that. Sorry, Maffei's. I can't say that. I'm very sorry. It says, am I late to the stream? Yes, unfortunately, you are late to the stream, my friend.
This is almost the end of the stream.
I think another thing that would be fun to stream, it's not directly Half-Life related, but the Steamvr performance benchmark. It came with a bunch of dev test maps and stuff like that for VR testing and other stuff like that. I'm trying to get that working, and I got it all working except for the controllers. So that'd be cool to check out.
What's in there?
I don't like, just like timer tests, different defense tests. It's not really Half-Life related, but it's Source 2 VR testing.
Do you know if there were any maps that featured the weird cut weapons like the eye rifle and AK? Or were those completely console bound? The AK was used in a few maps, I'm pretty sure.
Yes.
I don't know about the eye rifle.
We actually get the AK during the stream. For example, on how it's called, City 17 Archetype map. The AK
That's a
is
cool
there.
map. It's a super cool map.
I don't remember about eye rifle. Oh, eye rifle could be found on a map called Pumper, which is made by Mark Laidlaw. We didn't show it during this stream because it's basically almost the same. It's a map he made in 2001, and during this era he just took the old map made by him and ported it into newer Source engine. Will you guys ever do Half-Life 2 Episode 1 and Episode 2 beta VMF map leaks from a few years ago? We actually have 2 streams, both to Half-Life 2 Aftermath. Well, we streamed the mod called Half-Life 2 Aftermath, which is based on Episode 1 beta maps. And we also made a stream about Half-Life 2 Episode 2 beta maps as well. And we streamed 2 mods, as I remember. And both of them could be found on our website in download section.
I think the only VMFs we haven't gone over are Portal related.
Is my audio cut?
What? What do you mean?
I thought my audio cut out there.
No, I just stopped the sentence there.
Let me see.
What are some
What else
interesting
we got?
things that are discovered in beta recently that we didn't know last year? I'm really not sure. Besides some maps, maybe that no one ever compiled before. I don't remember anything significant. About 2002 map pack. When I will have some more time, I plan to do 2001 map pack, 2001 2002 map pack, 2002 map pack from scratch using first of all I will use the remakes of the models that I am still waiting for, and I will use remakes of textures that are done mostly by Clone.
What's you guys' favorite starter weapon? Says Dad Smith. ICW is a favorite of mine in Half-Life 2 in the league. That's one of my favorites. That to me a lot. Overall, it's a pretty good bit of kit in my opinion. I think that's probably all there is to say about that one. Nothing new happens in 2019 when it comes to the Half-Life 2 beta, says Infinity Potato. I mean, there was like small stuff. There was, I think there's some data mining going on that yielded some stuff. The whereabouts of the gas mask citizen were found in 2019. Other than that, I don't know.
Well, alright, I don't know about you guys, but I'm pretty tired. It's the second stream that is almost 3 hours long for me today.
Wow.
So I guess this is where we will stop.
Yes.
And as always, thanks
sorry
for
to anyone who
joining.
didn't get their questions answered. And thanks to, I think it was Sergey Botsman for donating earlier on. That was really cool.
So yeah, again, thanks for joining our stream, and thanks to you, Ben and Scott, for joining me.
Yeah, it was really
was
nice
good.
to see you guys for the times that I was on. Thank you all very much for watching.
Well, alright, goodbye.
Goodbye.
See you guys.